Barely. Not really.
Welcome in, everybody. This is week 9 of the season. I got my co-host back. Pretty excited to have him back after another great week for for Michael here. So
Yep.
he's riding
Yeah.
he's riding high, riding dirty right now.
Yeah.
All right. First off, let's kind of get into um, the matchups and how they kind of shaken out this week. We have the Holmes Hitters taking down the Mud Biscuits.
Smoking that Mud Biscuit pack, baby.
Oh boy, that is a big one. That is a big win for the Hitters. That puts them at 3-6, not out of it yet.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, are they back? Maybe
We
they'll get
are.
some love in the rankings this week. I don't know. We'll see. And then we have the Rally Birds rallying into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday were nice for the Rally Birds, and the Bum Shoulders fell short. Had a rough. I mean, I was only projected like 48 points going into the weekend. So the finish was 69. Was huge.
Nice.
The Raviolis taking down the Sluggers. They continue to climb. This is a team I have been high on. They're performing, and that's exciting. I think Travis is excited now. He's one game under 500. Sam continues to slide. At one point, we had him a borderline upper echelon team. Does not look like the case anymore. The Sluggers have fallen off. And how about this? The Balls, Randy's Balls, picking up another win, moving to 3-6. Yes, they were one of the lowest scoring teams in the league this week. But hey, sometimes you catch a win when you're really not supposed to, and the Balls got one this week. The Broken Bat Bombers lost again, kind of coming back down to earth. I have hated this team all year. But so Ryan's rallying Raw, picking up another nice win here.
It's undecided still, though. I think they both got players going.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a wrap. So I mean, we're in the top of the 8. I don't see this going crazy here. I mean,
yeah, I guess. I mean, he'd need a homer and a double.
Yeah, I mean, there would have to be something pretty crazy happen for this to get switched up. But I think Ryan's going to take this one home ultimately, and then we have the Ninja Chickens taking down the number 1 seed. There were some shakeups this week in the rankings. This is what we love to see. Love to see. You know, some of these guys kind of eat their words. I ate my words. I dropped the Ninja Chickens down last week, even after a loss. And the hormones with clubs fall. So pretty crazy. Top 2 teams in the league lose. And the 3 and 4 teams that were ranked previously in points and record are both winning. So we'll see what the rankings shake up to be, but first we're going to get into some awards. All right. Michael, who is our MVP of the week?
Who did we give it to? I don't know what team he's on.
He's on my team.
Oh, okay. Oh, you selfish bastard. Giving yourself the award. Juan Soto. Well deserved this week. Carried the freight. I think the only person that outscored Soto this week was Bregman with 25. However, Sam's team lost. So we aren't going to give him the MVP, but we'll give it to Soto. Huge weekend. Along with, I think Jordan also turned up this weekend, and so did Marte today. I think he had 2 homers.
Marte had a big game today, and then he hit, I think, 2 homers last night or something.
Yeah, so Soto carried the freight to help Austin pull ahead against Andrew's bum shoulder and Clayton Wolf. So that is our MVP of the week.
Yes. Our dud of the week this week goes to Jeremy Pena and Caleb Watts.
Yeah.
Rough week.
2 singles for Pena, who has been very good this year. I think he's hitting over 300, playing really well. And that's just a putrid performance this week. That'll get you on the list, especially in a matchup that Caleb really wanted to win to help separate himself as the team to beat. Unfortunately, his team comes up short, putting up a pretty poor score and kind of duds all around, but especially from Pena. So, dud of the week, Jeremy Pena. Sorry, Caleb.
Yeah, tough week this week for Watts, dropping on that top spot.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, guess what he wins?
I guess it has to be manager of the week here.
Yeah. We wanted to give Ryan some love. He's been performing well.
Well done, Ryan.
Yeah. Ryan, we're going to give him some props. He's been performing well, takes down the taxpayers, moves above 500. Just a solid week from pretty much everybody in this lineup. I mean, 12, 14, 10, 17, 10, and had to score a lot of points in order to win this week. The taxpayers are no slump or whatever you call them. No
chump,
slump.
Slouch.
And he got it done. So congrats, Ryan. This is, I think, his first Manager of the Week award.
Yeah, probably his last.
Probably his last as well. But this week he is winning it. And that leaves us with our final award.
Dud of the week, baby.
No, we already did Dud of the Week.
Oh.
Injury of the week.
Injury of the week.
Yeah, this one we're going to Uranus for.
Andrew Torbeck himself.
It is Andrew Torbeck in his pride after losing to the Holmes Hitters.
Mm-hmm. He's been eerily quiet in the Discord the past 2 days. Been dodging a lot of the comments I've thrown at him. I think he knows that his team was fraudulent. He was able to kind of self-inflate himself for a few weeks, but I made him pay badly. Beat him by about 23. I knew this was going to happen, and his ego is pretty much shattered because of it. I wouldn't be surprised if he just starts rattling off losses now and goes back down to the cellar where he belongs. So shout out Torbeck. Maybe don't duck when people at you in the comments in Discord, and this wouldn't happen. But hopefully there's a lesson we learned there.
All right. I think that we should get into our rankings here. Hang on one second. Accidentally. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get into our rankings here. Some major shakeups this week. Major shakeups. Pretty exciting shakeups, too. I'm excited to read some of these off. Should have the chat going a little crazy. But there's been enough.
Who we got at 12?
Yeah. There's been enough weeks in a row that there's been some not too many changes, but I think this week kind of showed everybody's hand a little bit. And so we're going to get straight into it here. At number 12, dropping from 10.
Ooh.
Andrew's bum shoulder and Clayton Wolf. I told you guys last week I am so out on this team. I didn't realize he had a 1 point in there with Yandy Diaz.
That's Yanier.
Oh, okay, Yanier Diaz.
I have Yandy.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. This team is garbage.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say. Gunnar is an MVP.
Yeah, he has the MVP right now, but besides that, I mean, this team is garbage.
I would say that this might be either Julio or Gunnar, one of the best potential trade targets out on the market to get at the moment. He could probably trade Gunnar for 2 starters from somebody else's team and move him if he wants a more balanced and competitive lineup that might be able to help him win. But right now it's looking pretty thin. Everybody besides these top 3, it just falls off the face of the earth. So
yeah, this is a bad team. Why they're coming at 12? They were at 12 one point this year. They were at 12 in week 2. Got all the way up to 7th, and it's fallen all the way back down to earth. I was never huge on this team, and still not, obviously. All right, down from number 9.
Ooh, no way.
The Broken Bat Bombers are coming in at 11. An abysmal week from this team again. I hate this team too. I'm sorry. They're 500, but this team's so bad.
Yeah, I don't think this team would be as terrible if Corbin Carroll wasn't such a disappointment this season. I mean, this dude has been really bad after having one of the best rookie seasons we've seen in a long time in the major leagues. I don't know where this team really goes. It's like you really don't want to bench him, but he's kind of unplayable with how bad he's performed this year every week. So, and he didn't have big weeks from Altuve or CJ Abrams, so we'll see. This is still a team that can beat you, so I think you do have to be careful. But in its current state, this team is definitely not a fear factor that you're afraid of.
Yeah, no, I mean, Carroll is hitting below the Mendoza line right now. That's pretty awful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sad. I hate it for Carroll because I actually really do like the guy.
I do too, yeah.
And he's just had an awful year. Sophomore slump, let's hope. But I think we should get into our number 10 spot here. Up from number 12. Randy's Balls.
I thought it was going to be me. I thought I was last week. Good job, Cole. Woo! I thought it was me.
Randy's Balls takes a jump from 12 to 10. They're playing a little bit better. Not a great amount of points this week, but enough to get it done over the anemic Parker Lutz.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Bellinger really had a great week this week after slumping the week before. I think Bellinger was the dud of the week last week, and comes back and puts up a 17 spot for Cole. Salvi looking good. Harper, solid week, 9 points. I mean, that's not awful. He'll take that. But still, this team, I think just trying to claw back into it. I don't think this team is awful, but it's definitely not ever probably going to reach that upper echelon tier. This is probably a 7 through 10 team the rest of the year, and we'll probably play a little bit of a gatekeeper for the rest of the year. I think they could knock off some good teams with this lineup, but
I actually think
it's wild he's sitting Austin Riley.
Yeah, I noticed that he actually has some good bench pieces. So
yeah, and he could very well make some trades and change the complexion of this team.
Aside from the 1 week where Taylor Ward hit like 4 home runs against me, I don't know why he's starting in his lineup over Austin Riley, Ian Happ, even Brent Rooker. I would probably play those guys over Ward. I just noticed this. There's only been 5 home runs in this entire matchup. That's awful.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, wow. All right.
That's why the points were so low.
Yeah.
All right. Moving up from number 11. The Holmes Hitters are coming in.
Oh, my God. I did it.
At 9.
Oh, we're out of the basement.
They're out of the basement pretty a pretty large amount. They're 3
Yeah.
and 6, turning it around. Olsen's finding his groove. Seager's in his groove. And JD Martinez and Pascantino have looked pretty solid. So, hey, I mean, and you still have Bo Bichette and Yanni Diaz, who are good, solid players.
Yeah. Winners of 3 of our last 4. Started off 0-5. Thank you for the shout out there, Travis. I appreciate that. Started out 0-5. Had to give the league an opportunity, to get ahead of me, and they did. They beat me down pretty bad. But now, it's white boy summer, so here we are, and we're ready to mash with our 2 white boys at the top of the lineup here.
Yeah, no. And the biggest upset of the year. Besides last week, Andrew had been a 1 and 2 seed the whole entire year. Falls to number 3 and gets beat at number 3.
This may have been an upset to the rest of the league, but in my mind, there was no doubt I was walking out of this matchup without a W.
I like the confidence.
Fuck you, Andrew.
All right. Coming in at number 8, staying at number 8, the Sluggers. Drop another one this week.
25 from Bregman is just unreal. Holy cow.
Yeah, he still scored 65 points, but
he didn't have Kelly Carpenter.
I'm not worried about Kelly Carpenter.
Well, I'm just saying it was a 5v6,
isn't it? What is his name?
Carey? I thought it was Kelly.
I'll look it up.
I could click on his name.
Carey.
It's Carey. You're right. I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's on the DL. I think Sam has started somebody on the DL for 3 straight weeks.
He doesn't have anybody. His team.
Yeah, Sam made
he has Soler, but it's sad. Like I wouldn't wish this on anybody. He lost like 2
you look at Acuna, Trout, and Contreras. All 3 are like probably the best hitter at their position in the MLB. Acuna is one of the best, probably the best hitting right fielder. Trout's probably the best hitting center fielder, and Contreras is one of the best hitting catchers in the league. And he's lost solid players in Soler, Muncy, and now Kerry Carpenter. All injured team. He has nobody on his bench he can turn to.
This is the all IL team for sure. I would say he could, since I don't think we're doing keepers. Rex, correct me if I'm wrong, but
yeah, we're not.
Then I think Acuna has to be dropped, right? He's not come back this season. You have to, if you need a roster spot, you have to drop him, which is sad, but I think that's where this team has to go if they need some bench depth to help fill in.
I think Acuna's dropped. Trout, if we get him back, it's literally for the playoffs.
Yeah, I would hold Trout. Wilson, I think, is coming back mid-June.
He'll be back in about a month from now, probably.
And I don't know about what Muncy's state is, but for now, this team has to survive because they've taken a lot of cannonballs on that ship.
At one point, I think Sam got up to 5th in the rankings.
And I could see why.
He stayed in that 5-6 spot for a while, but injuries have just killed this team, and it's kind of sad.
Yep.
All right. At number 7, staying at number 7, the Arlington Taxpayers coming in here at number 7, dropping the 3 and 6, but really have not. They've scored. That's the thing they're 3 and 6, but this team could get on the right side of some of these matchups.
I think they have the most points scored against them in the entire league.
That's what I'm saying. 3 and 6 is tough. That's not a good spot to be in right now.
No, it's tied with me.
Yeah, but the Taxpayers have put up some points, and they have a good team. They have just kind of ran into some high-scoring teams.
Some buzzsaws. Yeah, I think I dropped 99 on him or something crazy like that.
Yeah. So, Freeman had a pretty rough week last week. Good to see him bounce back. Castellanos bouncing back, 14 points. He has been pretty awful all year. So Castellanos having a good week is definitely encouraging for the taxpayers. But at the end of the day, this team needs to start winning games.
Yeah, I mean everybody needs to win games.
But I'm saying like we kind of had the jury out on this team for most of the year, and here we are. We're going into week 10, and he is gonna be 3-6. He's gonna have to climb out of a hole 10 through 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good place to be in.
Correct.
But all right, moving on to number 6. Staying at number 6. It's the Travioli Raviolis moving to 4 and 5, one game under 500. This team is solidifying themselves as a very solid team in the league. They're only one game under 500. If they can get a win here, I don't know what their record would be. Like in their last 5, but they have went on a pretty good stretch here. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think at one point Travis was 0-3, and then he played me, and it's turned his season around. You're welcome, Travis.
And the profile picture change. I mean, I
think the name and the profile picture has helped this team immensely. I did note that Luis Arias left today's game with an apparent injury. I don't know. I think it was something in his leg, calf, something. So he may need to monitor that heading into tomorrow morning, because if he's going to miss some time, he might want to look back, go into Profar or Hoskins or something. But it is, I guess the middle of the pack hasn't changed at all. You had 8, 7, 6 not moving.
Yeah, and I will say this about Rawls' team. They were at one point 10th in the rankings, so they have climbed their way kind of out of it, continuing to put together good weeks. Aaron Judge coming alive has really changed the outlook of this team. We knew it was coming at some point. And I think for Travis's sake, he was hoping it was sooner rather than later. And it is hit here in the May, and there may be no turning back.
Yep, I think they've only up from here for them.
Yeah. All right. At number 5, the most consistent man in the league, staying at number 5 for 4 straight weeks. It is Ryan's Rallying Raw.
Wow.
Yeah, he is since week 6. He has stayed at number 5, knocking on that door of that upper echelon. He needs that opportunity to prove himself against one of these upper echelon teams and getting a win, because I think if he gets a win, he kind of puts himself in that spot. But Ryan started the year ranked number 10 and has put himself together a solid season and put himself in playoff contention at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to say about Ryan's team?
Yeah, I think that this team is very loaded with their current lineup. I don't think that his bench is necessarily a lot of guys that he wants to sub in, just because I think there'd be such a drastic fall off. But I've been impressed with where this team's been able to go as compared to what we thought they would do week 1. So I do think that this is like a 5th place team right now.
Yeah.
I think what would help them out is, again, like you said, beating one of the Elite 4, and maybe one of those Elite 4 teams like Torbeck starts slipping, and then boom, there's your opportunity to move up. So,
absolutely.
But I think 5 for now is a good spot for him. I don't think he can be mad at that.
Yeah. So number 4 here, dropping from 3. The Mud Biscuits are at 4.
Oh man, I love to hear that.
Yeah. The Mud Biscuits are going to fall to 5-3-1. Only 2 games over 500 here. The Mud Biscuits have gone through a little bit of a rough patch here. Betts has kind of fallen off. Fallen off for where he was. Guerrero still not doing much besides just hitting singles constantly. Arenado's looking like Arenado. Just homers and singles right now, it seems like. But Ozuna's still kind of carrying the freight for this team the past couple of weeks, but it just hasn't been enough to get it done. And the Mud Biscuits, I don't know. We've talked a little bit about this team being kind of fraudulent. They've had some nasty looking wins, or they've just kind of skated by, and it might be catching up to them a little bit. I don't know. This team had been in the top. Pretty much won 6 of the 10 weeks or 9 weeks we've done rankings. So this team is still scary, but they are going through a little bit of a rough stretch here.
Yeah, and I wasn't real happy when you ranked this team 1 because I don't think anybody thought that this was a first place team or the team to beat. I think there's a few others that I would consider above them. So I'm glad. I think they're starting to fall more towards where they should belong. I think this is a middle of the pack team going forward, and I'm glad they're finally starting to settle down to where they belong.
Yep. All right. Falling. They got one little taste of the sweet nectar of being number 1. The Hormones with Clubs are falling to number 3. They tasted the top of the mountaintop.
Yep.
And they found out they can't hang. And the Hormones with Clubs had their worst week of the year. They fall to 6-2-1. Ohtani really struggled this week. Ramirez has been an MVP caliber player. Naylor, solid, but then just the rest of the lineup didn't produce.
Yeah, and he's had some disappointments this year. I know Machado has not played very well all season.
Yeah, Machado's been bad.
Brian Reynolds seems to have really good weeks when Caleb benches him, and then he plays them, and he doesn't have great weeks. Naylor's actually been pretty good. It just had a down week. I think that's all it is. I would expect this team to come back next week and drop 65 to 70 easily.
Yeah, tough week. But right now there's these really. I'm out on the Mud Biscuits. I think he's falling out of the top.
Thank you.
The upper echelon.
Yes, that is not a good team.
I think these top 3 are very, very solid teams. Week in and week out, I see them dropping 60 to 70 every week. This is just a bad week for the clubs, but when you're in the upper echelon, you got to perform.
You can't afford to have bad weeks when you're.
You can't have bad weeks. You want to maintain a high level of, to be ranked highly. So ultimately, that leads us to number 2 here. The Ninja Chickens are coming in at number 2.
Is this the highest they've been this year?
Ninja Chickens, they've knocked on the door. Yeah, they've pretty much been 3-4, 4-2, 4-4-2, 4-2. Wow. So they've been in that top 4. They've knocked on the door of 1 a couple times. But this team started out like right at 500. They dropped a couple early that they probably shouldn't have. Really, this wasn't a great week for them. They just had enough guys. They only hit 3 homers. Tucker really didn't have his stellar week, but hey, he got a win over. This is not how I expected this matchup to kind of play out, because I expected both of these teams to be in the mid 60s to mid 70s. Neither team did that.
Yeah, but I mean, he comes out with a win. He's going to be 6-3, and his team looks good going forward. I am kind of surprised he's playing Duran. I guess I don't know too much about Duran if he's had a really good year, but I think Adolis and Santander always look juicy on the bench to play.
Yeah,
but good win for Murph.
Yeah, it's a big win for him. He's kind of been, like I said, he's kind of been towards the back of that upper echelon. This is a big win for him. This one that I will keep in my mind whenever probably ranking him again next week. Be like, well, if he dropped, but I guess that means we got number one. The Rally Birds are coming in at number one, moving to 7-2. I believe the first team in the league to get to 7 wins. Soto, Alvarez have really carried the freight this week. Marte was solid as always. The lad Stephen Kwan is back next week because I've kind of felt like my last 2 guys I'm just hoping to get points out of and have the top guys kind of carry me. So I'm happy to see Kwan back. Probably gonna, I don't know who I'm gonna drop off next week. But Kwan is definitely going back in my lineup. What do you think about this team, Michael? I guess since I'm not going to talk about my team.
I think your team is deserving of this spot for now. Your record indicates that. I think that your team is definitely up there. It's a top 3 team, but I still think that those top 3 on a week-to-week basis could be interchanged.
Oh, absolutely.
So I just wouldn't say that your team's like the best, and
No, that's what I said. Like these top, in my opinion, really the top 4. But I'm throwing Torbeck out for a little bit. He's in the doghouse this week.
So but your team deserves one this week. There's no way that people can say that your team doesn't deserve one with your record and the way that your players have played over the course of this season. I think that it's biased for you to put yourself there.
Yeah, so the Rally Birds coming in at 1. They have stayed in the top 4 pretty much a whole year. Not dropped below 3rd. That is the lowest the Rally Birds have been in the rankings. I believe this puts us also number 1 in standings, so we would get, I believe, a first-round bye, if that's the case.
Yeah, and I think it looks like you have the most points scored as well of the entire league. So that's, another justification for why you're up there.
Yeah. Yeah, so, the Rally Birds get it done. Stay in number 1 spot. Pretty exciting. But let's get into next week's matchups. I'm interested to see.
I haven't looked yet.
I love this one here for the
wow.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one.
We got some good ones. Holy cow!
Yeah, we have some big matchups next week. The Hittas getting an opportunity to squash the Cellar Bug. Not sure what the Cellar Bug is, but if they can get a win here, it puts them at 4-6. I think that they can pull this out. They need a good week. But the Bum Shoulders had an off week, so they're looking for a bounce back. So the Hitters got to be on their toes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one. The Rally Birds going up against the Ninja Chickens, a 1-2 matchup.
Yeah, this is
roommate battle here.
Yeah, this is a gladiator right here, duel to the death. I love it. I think winner of this week could maybe slide up to that 1 spot.
Yeah. I mean, either way, one of these teams is going to be at 7 wins, unless at least have 7 wins. So if I lose, that means Murph will be at 7-3, and I'll be at 7-3. So if I win, I'm first guy to 8 wins. So it'll just be pretty exciting. But this is a heavy hitter.
We've got a lot of prove-it matchups this week. This is one where
here's another one. The raviolis and the mud biscuits. This may be my favorite.
This is probably my favorite. I think yours is the most anticipated in terms of ranking wise. But actually, this one has a lot of ranking implications too. I think if Trav wins this, there's no doubt that his team can't be moved up to a top 5 team. And if Andrew slides, I think this starts the mud slide biscuits. And I think
slide biscuits.
I think I wouldn't be surprised to see this team drop down to like 6 easily.
Ooh, wow. Hot take. I'm not that far out on them, but this is a big week for the Raviolis. They have come storming back, and I'm excited for this matchup.
I'm the Raviolis' #1 fan this week. Call me Chef Boyardee because I am loving the Raviolis.
Oh yeah, let's go. All right. Next up, we have Randy's Bulls and the Taxpayers. This is also a fun matchup here.
Yeah, this is 2 chuds going at it right here.
Because I would love to see Cole win this matchup, to be honest.
Poor Austin would be 3-7, dude. Oh man.
Yeah.
This will be a fun one, though. This will be a fun one. Nobody will acknowledge the other until Sunday afternoon, and there'll be just a subtle GG come through. That's all that these 2 teams will say to each other.
I love it.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Yeah, fun matchup. But here's one that I think also, I don't know, both these teams are so similar right now. The Sluggers and the Broken Bat Bombers, kind of a lower. This is a good matchup, nonetheless. It is ultimately.
This is to stop the skid. Both these teams have been
matchup. I like it.
Both these teams have been skidding a little bit. This is a stop the skid right here. Who's going to do it?
Yeah, I mean the Bombers got me, so I mean ultimately they can beat anybody. And the Sluggers are definitely needing a turnaround because they have fallen off the horse. And then finally, we have Ryan's Rallying Raw and the Hormones with Clubs. Another opportunity for Ryan to.
This is Ryan's prove it matchup. If he can win this, I think it's going to be very hard for you not to put this team. I think he at 5 right now.
Yeah, he's hung out there.
I think it's going to be hard not to at least rank this team over the Mud Biscuits if they win this matchup. So
yeah, I mean,
for Ryan, this is, he's on the door, and let's see, is he going to open it or is he going to piss on it? We're going to find out.
I don't know. I'm excited for this one too. There's a lot of great matchups. I mean, really, every matchup is good.
Yeah,
this will be a fun week. I am very much looking forward to this one. So
I am too. I'm excited. I think we got a lot of fun games ahead of us. And I wish the standings would update just so we can see, but I think all 4 of these teams will be at 3 and 6.
Yeah, we have a big group here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. We have a big shit. We have a big group here.
Yeah, which is great. It just shows you the competitiveness of this league. Nobody is truly out of it after 9 weeks, so which is great. That's what you love to see. You hate seeing 1 or 2 guys already being like 1 and 8. So it's good. Anybody can still move up, but teams are really kind of starting to separate though. When you look at it, I know you're going to be 7 and 2, and then you'll kind of have some teams here, a few teams hovering right at above or below 500, and then
like the bottom 5 are all 4, I guess, are all at 3 and 6. So
yeah, 3 and 6, which is not great, but you're not out of it by any means. I think you still got a chance.
I mean, how many weeks do we have?
We got 11 weeks left, right? Or 12, because there's 21, I think is what it was. So either way, we're not 50% done yet. So I think there's, time is running out, but you're not out of time to grab a playoff spot. If you're sitting in the bottom 4 here, definitely still could grab one of these spots.
21 weeks.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much the middle.
Next week will be midweek.
So, all right, guys, I will see you all Next week, hopefully I have my co-host back. This was fun to have a co-host again.
Yep, I should be
in
here.
a room and talk to myself. I'll get the memes out hopefully tomorrow. My job has gotten to the point where it is nuts because it's been so wet with all the farmers have not been able to get in the field, so I might be a little crazy tomorrow. But I will try to get those out tomorrow or Tuesday if time allows it. And my boss is gone all week, so I'm in charge. So yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Hope you enjoy it as much as we did this week. I look forward to the matchups next week and the 20,000 Discord messages that we send each other every day while at work.
Yeah. Nobody works in this league. So.
Yeah, we do. All right.
We'll see you guys.
All right. Bye, everyone.